If you're looking for your first land flipping deal but don't know how to reach out to landowners, then this video is for you. What I'm going to do is I'm going to be breaking down the top 4 marketing methods in land flipping and explain which ones are the best ones to start out with and why. So the 4 main outreach channels that we use are going to be direct mail, pay-per-click ads, cold calling, and text messaging campaigns. So let's go through each one. First is going to be direct mail, and direct mail has been the bread and butter for seasoned land flippers for years. We used to send simple 2-page letters and get amazing results, but things have definitely changed. Now you have to get creative. So what I'm holding up right now is an example of a simple 2-page offer letter that we used to send before in the past. And what's really interesting with this is that it's extremely simple. As you can see, it's completely black and white. You have the logo up here and you have a QR code down here that just takes you to their website. And what's really interesting is that this was the letter sent to me when I owned 5 acres in Muskingum County, Ohio that I had listed for sale. So again, very simple, very generic. And on the second page, you're going to have the purchase agreement right there. You sign it, sell the property, and then they just relist it for a profit. Now, again, that used to work before in the past. Now everyone is doing the same thing. So we really need to figure out what we could do to stand out to be different and have unique messaging as well too. You don't want to be sounding like everybody else. You want to be different. So with that being said, you have to test your messaging and personalize each campaign. Now, direct mail is still extremely powerful, but it's very expensive and slower to produce consistent results. Now, that's why I recommend using it later as part of a follow-up strategy instead of your first marketing channel. So what you want to do is you want to take the leads you've already contacted through texting or cold calling campaigns and then follow up with personalized mailers that stand out. So think of things like handwritten notes, creative envelopes, custom stamps, even a printed offer sheet with your signature. Like small touches like that can turn a cold lead warm again. So let's get into ads. So paid ads work, but they take a long time to get working, a lot of capital and a lot of testing. So you'll need systems, follow-up automations, and tracking in place. And on top of that, you're going to need specific knowledge on how the ad algorithms work, and those change all the time. So that is a world in itself for you to master. So ads are probably my least favorite, but let's get into text messaging campaigns now. And when it comes down to text messaging, you'll probably use something like Smarter Contact or Launch Control, and both are going to cost you around $500 per month. Plus the property data you'll pull separately. It's one of the most cost-effective ways to generate leads early on. Now, with that being said, I recommend outsourcing that to a marketing agency when you're just getting started. And the reason why I say that is because you don't have systems in yet. There's no playbook, no SOPs, and no script that you've been testing. Agencies already have that built in and generate consistent leads while you learn. So some good options would be a company like Land Talk Pros or Lead Mining Pros. Each of them have their pros and cons, so test a few and find one that fits your style and budget. Now, the biggest advantage of outsourcing is volume. You're going to get a steady flow of leads, which means more real conversations with sellers. And that is how you learn fast, by hearing objections, refining your talk track, and understanding what sellers actually care about. And over time, you'll start recognizing patterns. You'll know which deals are good for a double close, which work best for a quick cash offer, and which might make sense for owner financing or a joint venture partnership. That experience compounds exponentially. I can't stress that enough. I recommend that to all of my coaching clients. All right, let's get into the last marketing channel, which is cold calling. And cold calling is another great starting point. It takes a little bit more effort, but you get to learn directly from the market and sellers themselves. So you start to understand their motivation, you build real skills that you're going to be using for the rest of your career. You can either make the calls yourself at first or hire trained callers through agencies like Land Talk Pros. Now, one of the nice things is that they handle thousands of calls every week and deliver verified leads ready for you to negotiate. And this is how it all ties in together now. So we have cold calling and texting that I would say are the best entry points because, one, they're affordable, fast to start, and you're going to be getting real-time feedback from the market. Once you have leads, make sure to use strategic follow-up mailers to re-engage and close more deals. Now, what this does is that it creates a complete multi-touch system where every marketing channel supports the others. This step sets up your entire deal flow and builds the foundation for scaling. And since you've stayed till the end, I know you're serious about getting your first deal done. And I run a free community with nearly 200 investors who are all on the same path, from beginners to experienced investors doing consistent 5-figure deals. You'll find people who started just like you, close their first deal, and now share exactly what worked. Join the community using the link in the description, and once you're in, I'll personally message you to help you get started and plan your next move. I'll see you inside.